Welcome to the Whiskey Couch. My name is Gustav Miller, and today I am reviewing a discontinued single grain whiskey from Ireland. Yes, discontinued because a few years ago they stopped making this whiskey, and at the time it was the only single grain whiskey from Ireland. In the meantime, since then, I know that Teeling started to produce single grain whiskey. So if you can get hold of this Greenore 8-year-old Irish single grain whiskey, then I suggest that you grab it, because you will not see it again. They are still here and there. You can still find a bottle of this whiskey. Single grain whiskey. The phrase can be a bit confusing. It might almost seem as if it speaks of that it is one grain. It's a one grain whiskey, but it's not the case. It should actually be single distillery whiskey, because the single speaks of the fact that it was made at one distillery, distilled at one distillery, and the grain speaks of the fact that it can be made of any combination of grains. In this particular case, Greenore 8-year-old single grain made from corn. So you have that distinctive sweet corn taste that we will probably find in here. It was distilled at the Cooley distillery in column stills. Now, column stills will give you a distinctive light, fresh character, so one can almost predict what I'm going to taste in this whiskey. Interestingly enough, it was distilled at the Cooley distillery but matured in ex-bourbon, first full ex-bourbon casks at the Kilbeggan distillery. So that is quite interesting. Bottled at 43% for the South African market, and it says here, Greenore single grain Irish whiskey, small batch. A unique small batch single grain whiskey, sweet and smooth. This delicate whiskey is produced in small batches to the highest possible quality for your ultimate enjoyment. A Greenore single grain whiskey, 8-year-old, 43% ABV. It's very light in color, almost a pale straw, very light golden color. And on the nose, immediately you get that very distinctive sweet corn aroma. Very sweet. Lots of vanilla from the ex-bourbon casks. Honey, oak, tropical fruit, which is interesting, didn't expect that, tropical fruit, and a bit of roasted nuts. Wonderful, wonderful. A slight bit of alcohol burn. If I let it stand for a few minutes, it'll be much better. As it says on the bottle, the sweetness is right there, right there. The honey prominent, but it's quite smooth. There is a little bit of a burn on the edge of my tongue, but it's quite complex. It's not as straightforward as I expected. Almonds, roasted nuts, but definitely some oak spices, peaches coming through, cream, and the tropical fruit in the aroma carries right through on the palate. The finish is warm, honey, slightly dry, just a tiny bit of bitterness right at the end, medium long finish. I love this single grain whiskey from Ireland. If I add just a few drops of water, I'm interested to see how that is going to change. Just to loosen it up a bit, just to open it up a bit. Stronger corn sweetness coming through. Much stronger corn sweetness. Softer. The bitterness is gone. That spicy edge, much smoother. I'll recommend a few drops of water with this one. If you want to pair this with a food snack, I will recommend, actually for any ex-bourbon cask whiskey, a vanilla wafer. White chocolate will go well, a custard slice, or a dessert such as I'm just thinking now, a peach custard pie sprinkled with toasted almonds. That will be the ideal flavor companion for this whiskey. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you again tomorrow with more whiskey tasting, whiskey review, and whiskey pairing. Slàinte.